Hey Inspirators, it's Inspiring Vanessa here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is very nostalgic for me as I have not been live on YouTube for a very long time. I don't even know the last time I went live on YouTube. That's kind of how bad it is. I don't know why I kind of stopped doing YouTube lives. I think it was just me getting busy. But if you guys mainly follow me on Instagram, and you know that I do more of my lives, my Instagram lives up on there. But I thought that I would do a YouTube live, get that nostalgia going back through, and also answer some of your questions. I have got some questions from Instagram, but if you do have any questions for me during the live right now, then you can just leave a question down below, and then I will be sure to answer your question. And I'll just be talking about also the short film that I'm doing as I start filming tomorrow. They started filming today, but I start filming tomorrow, so I'm really excited to, well, basically when we go in, so I thought I'd talk about that as it's quite good timing to do so as well. Thank you for tuning in. Hi Risha, hi the V Show, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I'm just gonna answer some questions, tell you about what's going on, because I feel like I haven't been like the most, obviously not active like at all on YouTube, on the YouTube live. I have been active and consistent on the YouTube channel and consistent posting, but not actually on doing YouTube live like as I used to do every Monday at 5 p.m. Now that I go to a new school, if you guys watched that video that I did my first day back at school since quarantining, because I started a new school because now I'm in year 10, there's no way I can kind of get back home before. Oh, actually I could do, but it'd just be a very long routine, especially that sometimes still do the Instagram lives after I finish school as well in the evenings. But I'm just going to jump into the first question. So the first question that someone has sent in is from Ella_Bright_fan, and she said, what inspired you to become what you are now? So that kind of refers to speaking, YouTubing, social media, I guess, as well. What inspired me to do what I do is I just wanted to help people. I went to an inspirational event, and then there was a speaker there, and he asked me to come and speak on stage with him. And me speaking on stage for the first time for like 30 seconds or something, just for like 20 seconds, just saying whatever, like what was at the top of my head, kind of still gave me a realization somehow that I wanted to help people. And me speaking on stage and being able to help people through that, and also being able to have that freedom and travel around the world, that for me was something I really wanted to do and pursue. And then when I was 9 years old, which was when I first started doing speaking and what I do basically now, I just wanted to do it straight away, because I've always been known as not known, but I've always known myself that I'm very impatient. So I knew that I wasn't going to be waiting since I was 9 till I was like 18 or 16 to go and start doing speaking. So then luckily I have an amazing mum who's my great support system, and that kind of how everything started. So I hope that answers the question. The next question is from Jess.McWilliams16, and Jess said, how do I put forward how do I be put forward for acting jobs or auditions at 15 years old? So that's actually a really good question. I am about to say 13. I'm actually 14. I need to start remembering that, but I'm 14 years old. So 15, like honestly, you obviously have like child actors, they start acting from such a young age, so age isn't even a big thing. It just kind of refers to what kind of acting roles you want to go up for, if that makes sense. Or if you have a really like youthful face, I'm not saying that you look old, but like you have a face that you could, like, if you're 15, you could play like, I don't know, a 14-year-old or something, or a 12-year-old. Maybe not to that extent, but if you understand what I'm saying, for you to be, so you have more like variety of roles that you could audition for. But the best thing I'd say to do is to definitely get an agent, sign with an agency, acting agency, modelling agency, whatever you want to do. I haven't actually met any anyone who's in the industry who doesn't have an agent or an agency or isn't signed with one. My advice for getting an agent is to look on Instagram, contact other models, other actors, see what agency they might be in or what agencies they recommend, and just make sure that it is legitimate. So I'd say the best way to research agencies is probably, I'd say, Instagram, because if you look on Google, there could be a fake website on there. With Instagram, if you actually look at their followers and they look real, you've got actual people on their books, you can see actual kids, actual adults getting jobs from them, then you know it's legitimate. And then you can just wait to see when their books are open, or maybe their books are open when you look on their Instagram with their profile. So that is, I'd say, my best advice if you want to start going up for roles or auditions or self-tapes even. The best way to start off is to get an agent, and then hopefully from there you can kind of grow as well. But if you want to just have something up there, I'd say if you are someone who's really into film or TV, I don't know why you wouldn't be if you want to be an actor or an actress, but if you are into like film and things or TV, then if there's a specific scene from one of your favourite actors, your actresses, that you really want to, like, you just love that scene, that always just kind of sticks in your head, then learn those lines, recreate it, not exactly how the actor did it, but how you portray that character, and film yourself behind a plain background, good lighting, natural makeup, otherwise no makeup, and that can be part of your show reel, which is basically just a selection of a few videos basically showing your acting skills. For me, I have a speaking show reel, I have a presenter show reel, I have a modelling, well, not really modelling, but I have an acting show reel as well for different self-tapes that I've done, and things like that. So it's a great way to just kind of have all of your work, or just to show anyone that maybe you haven't done work yet, but this is what you're capable of doing, if that makes sense. So that is probably my best advice. Otherwise, you'll learn a lot as you go along, but I say the best thing to do is definitely research and make sure that the agency you do end up signing up with is legitimate. That's the most important thing. The next question is from Ella X Rivers, and she said, if you could meet any free people in the world, who would they be? That's actually a really good question. Definitely Zendaya, of course. You guys already know that. Definitely Zendaya. Oh, there you go. Zendaya, Tom Holland, and Timothy Chalamet. Oh wait. Or Louis Partridge. I don't know. Definitely Zendaya and Tom Holland. Those are definitely his top two. The third one, I really don't know because I can't go through all that emotional capacity, but yeah, I'll just answer the question like that. The next question from Ella X Rivers as well. Who would you switch lives with if you could? Oh, that's a really good question as well. Probably someone like Millie Bobby Brown. That seems like so odd to say, I don't know why, because like I've only like started recently just kind of like following her work like properly and seeing what she does, because I just became a massive fan of her over like Enola Holmes as well. I am going to start watching Stranger Things, so don't worry, don't come for me being like, oh my god, watch it, because I am I am going to start watching it because I kind of just want to see what the hype is about, I guess. It just looks like a good series to start getting into. So I definitely say Millie Bobby Brown because she's a very talented actress. I just feel like it'd be fun to just be in her shoes for a day, seeing how she maybe produces or just acts, or just like the way she lives her day for a day, to live her life for a day. So I think that would be a really fun person to fun person's shoes to jump into, if that makes sense. Or otherwise I'd just say Zendaya. But I gave you Millie Bobby Brown for a more not authentic answer, a more to give myself a bit more range. There you go. The next question is, where is your dream place to live in? LA, probably, Los Angeles, California, or actually New York or Paris. Well, I'm kind of saying those two just because that's like, I just really love that place it is. Like, I just love to visit there most of the time. It's not really a place that I think that I've actually properly thought about living, but LA's definitely been one of them that I've constantly been thinking about. Otherwise, to be honest, I really just like staying here in the UK. Like I was born here, I've grown up here, so I had never really had any thoughts about moving to anywhere else until I kind of thought about other opportunities for other different things. So probably LA, or just staying where I am right now. The next question, what's your favourite song and the show? What's your favourite song and the show? And show, I guess. My favourite song, I didn't have one. I really don't have one. Comment down below your favourite song so that I have some good recommendations. Favourite song. Probably Sophia by Clyro. She's an amazing artist. I listen to that song like almost every single day. It lives in my mind rent free. So definitely that. Otherwise, comment down below any like good song recommendations that you have. Leave them down below and I'll be sure to add that onto my playlist. Lauren asked, how do you select your interviewers for your Instagram interviews? That's a very good question. I have been asked that question once before. I feel like the way I select my interviewees, I guess you can say, is just make sure that they are genuine people, they're positive, they share a positive message, because I wouldn't want to interview someone that had like the same morals as Donald Trump, for example. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think I'd come across that type of person, because I'm just like surrounded by a lot of just influential, positive people. But that would be extremely unlikely. But for example, someone who just wants to bring someone down, or they don't use their platform the way they should be or responsibly, then I wouldn't interview them, because that goes against my moral compass, and me wanting to help people with interviewing someone who doesn't want to do that wouldn't really make any sense. So I guess the people who I interview are always people who want to make a difference. Someone who's doing amazing, who deserves more recognition, is the type of person that I'd interview. So hopefully that answered the question properly. That was all the questions that I've gotten. If you have any questions here in the chat, then comment them down below and I'll be sure to answer them, so let me know. Hi Samra, thank you for tuning in. Hi the Robins. Hi Vanessa, have any tips on how to be a good imputation speaker? I don't know what that word means. Please let me know in the comments, because I don't know what that means. Lorena Willis, thank you for tuning in. Hi. Hi Vanessa, hope you're well. Hi Mimi. What's your long-term goals? Do you have any passions apart from motivational speaking that you'd like to explore or do? Those are two very, very good questions. To answer the first one, what are your long-term goals? My long-term goal is to speak in front of at least 10,000 people. That's one of my biggest goals to do with speaking. In terms of acting, to be in a Netflix original series and also a Netflix original film. I don't know, there's just something about it that just really just gives me just a really good impression on it for some reason. So that's definitely one of my biggest like long-term goals, I'd say, as well. And probably to have my talk show, which is on Amazon Prime, to be on a bigger platform so that more people can listen to it and watch it, is what I definitely say. Other question, do you have any other passions apart from motivational speaking that you'd like to explore or do? Presenting, obviously like interviewing as well, acting, if that wasn't already obvious as well. And also I do have a very big hobby with art. I know a lot, well, I don't even know if a lot of people, well, actually, yeah. I don't think many people know that I am an artiste, a creative person, but I do really like art. I'm taking it as a GCSE, in fact, so that's going to be a really interesting ride, because a lot of people have mentioned that it is very time consuming, but I was really kind of aware of that when I put that down as my choice. But yes, one of my other hobbies are art. But is it something that I'd professionally explore in the future? Probably not. But is it something that I do just for like as a therapeutic thing to release stress? Then absolutely. If that answered the question. How do you become a good inspirational speaker? Okay, must have been autocorrect. How do you become a good inspirational speaker? I would just say have a really good message. Know what you're going to talk about as well, I definitely say. For me, I started doing speaking because I wanted to help people. I wanted to help young people grow their confidence. So if you're going to be speaking about, I don't know, finances, for example, you have to have a good kind of blueprint almost, and make sure that it's coming from a genuine place. You're not doing it for fame, you're not doing it for popularity, you're not doing it for money. You're doing it purely out of the own goodness of your heart to help others. That's what I think makes a good inspirational speaker. Otherwise, everything else that comes with it, make sure you're not just like standard boring. Make sure that you have a story to always be telling and implying to the audience. Just make sure that you're going to be there to create a positive change is the best thing, because you can't be an inspirational speaker if you've got nothing inspirational about your morals. I definitely say that's my best advice for it. Otherwise, if you want to learn how to be a good public speaker, inspirational, motivational speaker, then you should go and buy my book, The 5 Secrets to Public Speaking Success, which is on my website. My website is www.inspiringvanessa.com. Can I type it in here? Oh no, I can't really type it in. Or maybe you can. No, I can't type it in. You can type it in on Instagram, but you can't type it in on YouTube. I've completely forgotten about that. But that would be my advice for being a good speaker. Just make sure that you've got a good, genuine place, and you've got a good goal as well, something to work towards. As we were saying before, a long-term goal is very, very important to have when you want to start doing anything, for example. I think that's going to be all the questions I'm going to answer. Hi, Leah White. Thank you for tuning in. That's all the questions I'm going to answer. But now I'm going to talk a little bit about the Step Back film that I'm going to be in. I'm so excited. I go into set tomorrow. They already started filming today, so I kind of feel a little bit left out that I wasn't there on the first day, but it's fine, because I'll be there on the last day anyways. But I am super excited. The short film is based off of knife crime. It's also like a sci-fi a little bit as well, which I was so shocked about when I found out after I auditioned actually for my role. The role that I am playing is Morgan, and the main character is Marcus, so I am Marcus's sister. I'm so excited. Our producer is Leo Powell. Marcus is played by Xavian. He was actually in Top Boy, so you may recognise him when you see the short film when it comes out. My mum, who is playing Marcus's mum as well, Sheila is her name, and Sheila is being played by the amazing comedian Angie Lamar. So we have such an incredible cast. I'm so excited to start filming. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory about it so it doesn't sound like completely oblivious when you do, or when I kind of show a bit of like behind the scenes, I guess, here and there, when we're going to be on set a little bit. The story is basically about Marcus getting a second chance, and him kind of getting the reason why it's called Step Back is to step back in time almost. That's a little bit why it's a sci-fi, and how he's going to rethink his decisions that he's made in the past. So I'm so excited to see how they're going to just like make us age. I'm just going to say that, not going to say anything else, but I'm so excited to see how it's going to turn out. Yeah, I'm just extremely excited. We're filming all of this week. I think I am off on like 2 different days, but otherwise it's going to be a very busy week, but definitely worth it, and I'm so excited. I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to play the role of Morgan as well. So make sure that you do stay tuned on my Instagram, which is at inspiringvanessa. Yeah, I'll just be posting about it, and just stay tuned for that as well. But that is basically all I have to say today. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. It was lovely catching up with all of you and answering all of your questions. I hope you are doing well. If you're back at school, then I hope everything's been running smoothly for you as well. And I also hope that if you are still doing online school, that you're coping well, that your mental health is doing okay as well. Definitely let me know, probably on Instagram, drop me a message or comment on one of my YouTube videos. Most likely better if it's recent, or if you'd like me to do more YouTube lives. I probably won't be doing them every single day, every Monday at 5 p.m, but I'll definitely try and figure something out to try and do lives more often. Otherwise, I am most active, I'd say, with lives and just like extremely like regular content that's happening like right now on Instagram, which, as I said before, is at inspiringvanessa. And that's basically where you can just hear about everything that I'm doing. Thank you all so much for tuning in today, sending in all of your questions. I wish you all the best of luck. Hope you have a great half term. If you're tuning in from the USA, then I hope you're having a nice holiday. That's what I mean by half term. And I just hope you guys have a great week. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I love you all so much, and I'll speak to you. Actually, no. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell and like this YouTube live as well. And yeah, join the Inspirators family. And without further ado, I'll be speaking to you guys in my next YouTube video. Bye everyone.